Good day, everyone. We are the Group 5, and today we'll be exploring the practitioner style and the crucial role of practitioner style in bridging the gap between practitioners and clients in organizational development. Next page, please. So, yeah, practitioner style. It emphasizes the individual's unique way of applying their knowledge and skills in a specific field. As a practitioner, dapat laging naka-align sa profession or specific field natin ang jobs or tasks. Also sa style, tinutukoy dito kung paano tayo nag-implement o nakikipag-coordinate sa mga clients. If you're a, if you're a practitioner, tapos meron kang plans pero hindi mo isinasaalang-alang ang actions or di mo pinapakinggan yung ideas nila sa pag-implement ng plan, doon tayo nagkakaroon ng problema na magkakaroon ng misunderstandings that leads to frustrations to the clients. Organizational development is a complex field. Kaya nare-required ang bawat practitioners na pag-aralan ng iba't ibang organizational cultures at i-address ang complex challenges and also facilitate meaningful change. Next slide, please. A key challenge in OD is the potential disconnect between practitioners and client understanding. This can lead to miscommunication, resistance to change, and ultimately unsuccessful interventions. Kaya napaka-importante sa isang practitioners na pag-aralan ng gusto ang iba't ibang organizational cultures. Ang isang practitioner ay dapat na mas flexible kaysa sa mga clients. Kailangan nating mag-adjust or gumawa ng style mula sa actions hanggang language para maging mas effective na practitioner. So the next part of the report will be discussed by Ms. Nicole Rivera.
Understanding the practitioner-client relationship. First is the gap, the potential disconnect between practitioner and client perspectives on OD and change. Practitioners in organizational development approach change as a long-term, systemic process aimed to sustainable outcomes. However, clients often prioritize quick, tangible results and immediate measurable impacts. This divergence is further complicated by communication gaps, as practitioners may use specialized terminology that clients find difficult to understand, leading to potential confusion and misaligned expectations. Next slide, please. Next is the role of flexibility, the need for practitioners to adapt their style to meet the specific needs of the client organization. The flexibility means understanding the client's culture, resources, and expectations, adjusting strategies to match their pace, and communicating ideas without uh, unnecessary jargon. By meeting clients where they are, practitioners can create solutions that address immediate needs while staying aligned with long term goals, ensuring meaningful and lasting impact. The next part of this will be discussed by Ms. Reyes.
Understanding the practitioner-client relationship, the importance of clarity. Clarity is crucial for successful organizational development. Prac- Practitioners must understand its purpose, improving teamwork, productivity, and culture, so they can focus efforts effectively. Without this clarity, initiatives may fail or waste of resources. A clear purpose helps design targeted strategies, gain trust, and engage employees by explaining the benefits of OD. It also allows for measuring progress and aligning actions with long term goals. In short, clarity ensures OD leads to lasting improvements for both the organization and its people. The next presenter po, please.
Good day, everyone. I'm Rachel May Suliman. Today, I will be discussing one of the key factors influencing practitioner style, practitioner characteristics, which includes three major components: knowledge, skills, and experience, values and beliefs, and personality traits. Next slide po. So first, knowledge, skills, and experience. Ang practitioner po na may sapat na kaalaman sa mga prinsipyong bumubuo sa organizational development tulad ng system thinking o change management ay nagiging mas effective sa pagbibigay ng solusyon. Their skills, including facilitation and conflict resolution, are essential for implementing interventions successfully. Experience from previous projects provide valuable insights that can be applied to diverse situations. So next we have values and beliefs. So, ang values ng practitioner like integrity, transparency, and fairness significantly impact their interactions with clients. For example, a practitioner who values collaborative decision making will actively ensure that all stakeholders have a voice and participate in the process. Their core beliefs also shape their approach. A practitioner who believes in transformational change will likely favor strategies not only address immediate problems but also foster long-term cultural shifts within the organization. And lastly po, we have personality traits. So, ang personality traits po ay mahalagang bahagi ng practitioner style. Empathy allows them to understand the nuances of the client organization's dynamics and build strong relationships. Resilience is crucial for navigating setbacks and maintaining momentum during challenging projects. Adaptability enables practitioners to flexibly adjust their approach to meet the specific needs and evolving circumstances of each client, ensuring that interventions remain relevant and effective. So for instance, kung may conflict sa isang team, a practitioner might prioritize addressing that issue before moving on to other tasks. That's all po. So now let's proceed to the next reporter, Miss Bernadine Ogdal.
Good day, everyone. Now let's talk about the key factors influencing practitioner style. Client system factors. The style of an OD practitioner can significantly influence the effectiveness of their interventions. It encompasses their approach to working with client systems, including how they engage with organizational cultures, readiness for change, and client expectation. First, let's talk about the organizational cultures and values. The fractioner will be the alignment. An effective fractioner recognize and alignment their intervention with their existing cultures and values of the organization, understanding the underlying beliefs and behaviors that define the organization is crucial. The alignment ay kinikilala ang epektibong fractioner ang kanilang intervention. Ito ay tumutukoy sa organization or nagpapahalaga sa umiiral na kultura. The second is the second is the level of readiness for change. When we say the readiness for change, fractional will be the assessments or fractioner assess the organization readiness for change through surveys, interviews, and focus the groups. This helps them gauge the willingness and ability of the organization to engage in change initiatives. Ito ay tumutukoy naman sa pag-aantas o pag-survey sa isang organization. Fractioner will be know the changes of the organization dahil dito nagbabago o mga hakbang na kailangan nilang baguhin sa isang organization. The third is the expectation of the fractioner. First of all, the fractioner will be the clarification. It is essential for fractioner to clarify the rule and the expected outcomes of their intervention with their stakeholders. This align their efforts with the needs and goals of the organization. The fractional style of an UD professional is shaped by their understanding of organizational cultures, readiness for change, and client expectation. By being adaptable responsibly, these factors or UD fractioner can foster effective and sustainable change within organization. The next reporter will be Ayan Mikael.
Good day, everyone. I'm Ayon Micaela Soyanco, and I discuss the contextual factors. Next po. First, complexity of the change initiative. The more complex the change initiative, the more intricate the practice- practitioner's approach needs to be. Complex change may involve multiple departments, intricate processes, or significant shifts in culture and behavior. Kailangan maunawaan ng practitioner ang scope ng mga komplikasyong ito at i-adjust ang mga intervention based sa lawak at uri ng transformasyon na kinakailangan. Second, scope and difficulty of the project. The larger and more difficult the project, mas kailangan baguhin ang style ng practitioner para ma-manage ang mas maraming hamon. Ang mas malawak na scope ay karaniwang nangangahulugan ng mas maraming stakeholders, mas iba't ibang perspektibo, at mas maraming resources na kakailanganin. The difficulty level can determine whether the practitioner should take a more directive or collaborative approach depending on the nature of the change and the organization readiness. Third, external pressures and constraints. External factors such as economic conditions, market demands, or regulatory changes can affect how a practitioner approaches the OD process. These pressures might require faster timelines, more limited resources, or specific compliance with external standards. Kailangan ma-adjust ng practitioner ang kanyang style to address these pressures while still moving the organization toward the desired change. Next slide po. Next reporter, Katrina Bibas.
The impact of practitioner style on OD intervention. First is building trust and rapport. Effective communication is one of the essential parts for developing trust and rapport because it promotes an environment of openness and transparency. Practitioners must communicate clearly, avoid jargon, and use language that is consistent with the organizations. Active listening or interacting with clients and respecting their thoughts and feelings is critical for building mutual understanding. This two-way communication method not only creates trust but also allows practitioners to address underlying problems that may impact the intervention success. Next is the diagnosing organizational issues. Empathy is crucial for practitioner in diagnosing organizational issue. As it enhance the culture and encourage employees to disclose sensitive information. So it entails not just clearly communicating procedures and expectations, but also actively listening to stakeholders' feedback. Practitioners that use open communication tactics create an environment in in which team members feel comfortable expressing issues, sharing thoughts, and offering feedback. This open discourse improves the accuracy of the diagnosis by disclosing previously unknown difficulties and deeper organizational dynamics. The next reporter is Ms. Serrano.
Good day, everyone. I'm Josephine Serrano, and I discuss two excuse me strategies for effective practitioner style, strategies for effective. These three skills: self-awareness, listening well, and clear communication all work together. Knowing yourself helps you listen without bias. Good listening helps you communicate better. Putting these together is key for OD professional to develop. communication improvement builds strong relationships with clients. Um, Self-awareness is the ability to recognize and understand OD practitioners' own emotions, strength, where they excels, the most weaknesses where they need to improve, and biases to explore different solution and perspective. Next is active listening on clients is essential for OD practitioners because it helps them to understand the situation of organizations and clients to identify the problem and evaluate solution accordingly. To active listening leads to stronger connection and clear communication. And lastly is effective communication is the skills that audit practitioners must have to convey their thoughts and idea clearly on addressing the problem of organization and how they could execute the solution for those changes. Effective communication. Uh, that's all po.
Miss Roque?
Thank you so much, Miss. Good day to everyone. I am Elsie Droque. Now let's talk about strategies for effective practitioner style with adaptability. It means that adjusting one style to fit the situation. Adaptability is an important skill for organizational development or for OD practitioners because it helps them to navigate change and improve the effectiveness of their clients' organization. It includes it facilitates the changes or the audit practitioners helps organizations to identify and implement changes to improve their performance. Also, they need to be able to adapt their listening, questioning, also observing and feedback skills to changing circumstances. Next one, ethical consideration. As an OD practitioner, it is critical that some ethical guidelines are committed and follow the professional standards. The first one will be the responsibility to self. It includes the act with integrity or authentic and true to self. Strive continually for self-knowledge and personal growth. You need to assert own economic and financial interests in ways that are fair and equitable to self as well as to clients and their stakeholders. Responsibility for professional development and competence. And also accept the responsibility for the consequences of acts and makes reasonable efforts to ensure that services are properly used. Strive to achieve and maintain a professional level of competence for both self and profession by developing the full range of own competence and by establishing collegial and cooperative relations with the other OD professionals. Also, you need to practice within the limits of competence, culture, and experience in providing the services and using techniques.